It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
You know, we talk about this kind of thing jokingly, but not really, right? Anytime anything new like this is added to the game, and roughly once per year, something like this is added, sometimes more often than that. Last year, we had what? We had the skyships, and what else was added last year? Was anything else aside from skyships added last year? I guess talismans technically added. A crisis point. Is that what we're calling this, Vincent? Mainly talismans, since the ships aren't part of wars yet. Okay, so let's just say talismans is a big change from last year, and will be continuing to change as, you know, the additional talismans are released. People need a reason to quit. There are a lot of people that play this game that shouldn't be playing this game. They shouldn't be playing a game that they don't enjoy. And let's be very clear, enjoyment and fun is super subjective. Matter of fact, one of the things that I enjoy the most about Hero Wars is this live stream, talking about the stuff. The actual minutia of the day-to-day is still fun for me. Yeah, it absolutely is. But what I enjoy about this game is way different than what others. Some people demand competition. They want the highest level of competition, no matter the cost. Some people want to find a good guild, a nice culture fit. I feel like our guild has a nice culture fit, and I mentioned this. We finished like in the top 50, top 60 in Clash of Worlds every season. I think we were just outside of top 50 last season. My mobile guild finished pretty high as well, but in neither of the guilds did we assign targets. In neither of the guilds do we expect to train all day long. There is some expectation of not bringing dumb lines. For example, don't attack a Rufus with a mage team, at its simplest form. Don't bring Satori against, or don't bring Jorgen or Orion against Satori, stuff like that. Don't bring a Yasmin against a Helios or a Corvus, At its base, there's an expectation of that, but we don't micromanage the wars or the inner server wars, Clash of Worlds or Global Championship, and we still do pretty good, right? Pretty competent players. I'm not saying we're all competent. We definitely have some sharp edges, some sharp for sure. But I enjoy that. But some people, they demand that top 1%, top 0.1%, top 0.01% of competition, and I am okay with not being there. If I did want to be there, I would feel pressured to spend. Now, the statement was made that old players, that they're not going to be interested in learning this stuff. And if that is the case, if you're not interested in learning the new stuff, then I do not empathize with you at all, because that is this game. They will always add stuff. They will always add stuff. And there is this argument about costs now versus costs later that we don't really need to get into, quite frankly. But if you needed a reason like this to quit, then you should quit. You should quit playing the game, or become free to play, or maybe find a guild in like the top 100-ish, maybe like in the 60 to 80 range, that are okay with just doing that, right? It's a lot more relaxing, and enjoy the game for what it is. And if you are the type to go to Discord and say that everybody's going to quit, or Facebook or whatever, and say everybody's going to quit, maybe it's time for you to move on. If you're not enjoying it, then maybe you should move on. Good People Guild make it fun and can transcend in the game because it provides something the game company cannot. That's why they should do more chat improvements. Yeah, chat improvements, I agree. That would be a huge quality of life improvement for mobile. Gameplay, his enjoyment is from watching people pull their hairs out trying to figure out how to beat his Grand Arena and Arena teams. I like it. Voice chat. Oh, I don't know about voice chat. I mean, you can do Discord for voice chat, but yeah. Olympus had recruitment. Is easier getting the NBA or Real Madrid than getting into Olympus. See, McKay, we had recruitment as well. And by the way, we are still hiring. We are still interested in getting a couple players on Facebook server 25. It's a very chill guild. We are in Gold League top 3 every week. We are in Clash of Worlds top 100, top 50 every season. We clear Osh 160. There's an expectation of not being dumb, whenever you attack or defend, right? But there was a very, very low requirement of, 5-6 star totem, and everything else kind of will fit, right? I'm not sure what Olympus's recruitments are, but that's okay. That guild is for that type of player. You might be like, oh, that's ridiculous, McKay. I on that same tone, I don't see the need to be there. Like, I just, like, the reward difference between what I get now versus the top 1 to 5, it matters. There is a difference there, but it doesn't matter enough to me. Shouldn't they have a couple players in the dev team wondering how they brainstorm new game ideas? I have no idea. I'm assuming that they do have players in the dev team, but they probably have NDAs. I'm a new player on level 20. Should I get Yasmin as my damage dealer? No, hot name. Yasmin is a great damage dealer, but as your first damage dealer, she is problematic because she has some really, really strong and popular hard counters. Yeah. Definitely level her up, but don't rely on her as your sole primary damage dealer. Language translation? Yep. A couple of people in my guild have gold level power, but are content to stay in silver, much more relaxing. Yeah, and one of the things that a lot of our guild, in my Silver League guild in the past, we didn't really pay attention through the week. We only cared about Guild War on Saturday, but even then, we still didn't get into Gold League. Zol, ask yourself, what would you change to the game to make it better? I would not do that because it's such a subjective thing. It's too subjective. It's too subjective. Too subjective.